This is the Horse Radio Network. This is episode 467 of the Stable Scoop Show. Please support our sponsors as they make this show possible. Our sponsors this week are horselovers.com and you, our auditors. This week, Helena and I have some good news, some bad news, and some exciting news for you. Plus, Auditor Susanna will be doing the horselovers.com product review. Listen in.
You're listening to the Stable Scoop Radio Show, where hosts Glenn and Helena guide you through some of the horse world's most fascinating stories. Owning and loving horses means there's always a story to tell. It may be funny, exciting, or inspiring, but it will almost always be fascinating. Join us for The Scoop each week as we tap into the stories that are woven into everything we do, at the barn, at home, and everywhere in between.
This is Glenn the Geek, and you're listening to the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Helena's on vacation this week, sunning herself on a beach somewhere, but she is still here with something we recorded last week. We have some good news for you and some bad news for you if you're a Stable Scoop fan. It is something you're going to want to hear. First, let's take a listen to the product review of the week, and then Helena and I will be back with our news. And now time for our horselovers.com product review of the week. And we have Auditor Susanna with us today, who's going to be reviewing the Weaver Ballistic No-Turn Bell Boots. Hi, Susanna.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, tell us first a little bit about the horse that you tried these on.
The horse is a Tennessee Walker, so
cool.
He's got a huge overstride. And he's got a tendency when he's lazy to not pay attention and to clip his front feet. So really been needing some bell boots and some durable ones, too.
The Tennessee Walker we had the same problem, actually.
It's a constant click, click, click,
yep.
click.
And that constant click, click, click causes bruises and cuts and all kinds of crap.
Yep.
I get it. All right. So now you've probably used bell boots before. Was this the first time you used the Weaver ones?
Yes.
All right, cool. So tell me how they did.
They are holding up really well. I've been using them for about 2 weeks now. And there's no damage to them, and they're protecting them, and they definitely are no turn.
Oh,
They've
good.
got a little, knob in the back, if that makes sense, so that they sit in with the horse's hoof really well, and
these are
stay on and
these are made of 2520 denier ballistic nylon with a neoprene lining. So keep that in mind. It does have a neoprene lining. But, a lot of times these bell boots that say no turn will actually still turn, but you're saying not with these.
No, I think it's physically impossible for them to turn if you've got them on right, because you put them on and then the little knob slips into the back groove of the horse's hoof right above the frog there in the back, and they don't move.
How about rubbing? Has it caused any rubbing?
Nope, no problems with rubbing. It's the trim up at the top is neoprene, but it's really, all the edges are really smooth. There's no a lot of products you'll get, they've finished them off by burning the ends of them so it doesn't fray. They don't have that at all here. It's just well stitched, and there's no sharp edges or anything like that.
Wow. Okay, good. So overall, what would you give them?
I'd probably give them a full bail because they come in cool colors too.
Yeah, they do, actually. I was just looking at that. They come in black, blue, lime, purple, turquoise, white. Got a whole list of colors here. Steel, grape, orange, bright orange. They also come in small, medium, and large, so 3 different sizes. If you go to horselovers.com today, just search for Weaver Ballistic No-Turn Bell Boots, and they're the right price, too, just a little over $20, and you'll get your pair shipped to you today. Well, thank you so much for doing this for us. We really appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. Thank you for the opportunity.
We all get in a rut when it comes to shopping for horse supplies online. If you have not tried horselovers.com yet, then you are missing out on one of the world's largest online tack shops and all the best brands like Noble Outfitters, Ariat, Turn 2, Tough One, Professional's Choice, Weaver, and many, many more. Visit horselovers.com every day to see their daily deals and flash sales. Horselovers.com has everything for the Western and trail rider. So get on over to horselovers.com today and save. Well, thank you to Susanna for doing our product review, and thank you to horselovers.com for continuing to provide the products to the auditors. If you want to be an auditor, to be able to get a terrific product to review and have it sent to you, then just go to horseradionetwork.com, click on the auditor banner on the right side of the page. It will take you to the auditor page, and for as little as $1 a month, you too can help support the Horse Radio Network and get all the perks of being an auditor. Now I have a recording for you that Helene and I did last week one night in the auditor's room on Facebook Live. We made this announcement to the auditors first, and now we want to let all of you hear what's going on. So without further ado, here's the recording we did last week. Tell us your news.
Well, I'm going to be retiring from Stable Scoop. Yes, August 1st, I'm going to be starting a new job.
Yeah, you got a gig. Tell us about it.
I got a gig. I'm going to be working for a retail company that, they sell marine supplies. I'm going to go to work for the boaters. It's true. It's true.
But this is kind of cool because it's a lot like what you did at Bit of Britain.
It is a lot like so they are, they have their own brand. So the name of the company is Jamestown Distributors, and they sell everything that you could possibly need for your boats. But it's mostly for people who like to work on their boats, not the weekend warrior power boat, beer drinking kind of people. This is more for folks who paint their own boats and they go sailing and they have like wooden boats and classic cruisers and stuff like that. And they have a new brand as well, a new line of products that they're branding private label. So I'm going to be working in their marketing department, and it's a marketing department full of super awesome geeks. So I'm really excited to put my brain to work.
Right in there.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason that you've had jobs before and still done Stable Scoop, but the problem now is you have two of your own podcasts, and they fit into what your new job's going to be.
They do. That Newport show Newport is the sailing capital of the world. So there's no way really to do a podcast about Newport and not include the marine industry. And they're a fun bunch. Horse people and boat people have a lot in common. So, and it's kind of fun being the new guy, so doing these podcasts and talking about boats and know nothing about it is kind of like you being America's horse husband. You worked
9 years ago when we started this.
Yeah. You knew it because you were married to it, but you certainly didn't have the level of knowledge that you have now. And so that's kind of where I am. I'm like Glenn the Geek, but in the boating world. And so then the newest podcast that we have is called Around the Buoy. And, just like horse people, boaters really love their sport. And you get one or two good people on a podcast, and the next thing you know, everybody jumps on board. So we've had some key guests on in the last couple of episodes, and we're getting a lot of traction up to the very highest levels of professional sailing.
And I think that they probably had to be kind of excited that you had a boat podcast. I mean, they sell boat supplies.
They did. They're like, what do you know about boats? I said, nothing. Just nothing. But I like to talk to people about their boats, and I like to go on boats that other people own,
Well, you are more than qualified for this job, and we're both trying to get through this, by the way, without crying tonight. So
I know,
because it is good news. It's good news for you. I'm very excited for you. You know that we've been friends forever, and we're still going to be friends forever. So that's no. And you know what? We had 9 years. That's the reason I brought that up. Is we're just finishing. You'll be, doing another show or two, and we'll be 9 years doing this together every week.
It's a long time. Every week. Yeah. That's a long time.
Yeah, you could consider like right now, 5% of podcasts quit and give up within 6 months. So we're 18 times that.
And over the years, we've kind of reinvented ourselves. We've reinvented our content. We've made so many friends. We've gotten to connect with a lot of really special people in the horse world, not the least of which is the auditor group that we have now. I have more auditor friends than I have like real life friends.
That's true, actually. I do.
And the relationships are better.
Yeah, that's right. They're less caustic.
Yeah. And actually, there's so much going on right now. So that my new job starts August 1st. Like I said, I'm really excited. Where I live in Little Compton is so remote. It's really difficult to get anywhere. And all the jobs are in Providence or they're in Boston. And it's just impossible to have a small farm in Little Compton and a job that pays you enough, anywhere commutable to Little Compton. So the fact that this job is just, half an hour from my house is absolutely ideal. The problem, however, is that I won't have a house after September 1st. Our house is on the market. For those of you who've been following, we had to put the house up for sale because it was part of my original divorce agreement. And after X amount of years, the house would go on the market. And we tried to make it work to stay here, but unfortunately, circumstances didn't allow for it. And we got a cash offer on the house. It's very difficult to turn down
that's kind of unheard of.
to look sideways at a cash offer for a 270-year-old house. Not only will I be starting a new job, letting go, sadly, of Stable Scoop, but we also have no idea where we're going to live. The upside to all of this is that my stepdaughter has a beautiful barn 10 minutes from here where Brody has been and is very happy. So I'll probably get to ride more often than I do now, believe it or not. Be full-time job and all, once you're in like a routine, then you can allot certain hours and you can allot so much time in a day to do those things that are really important to you. So I feel really good that my daughter's going to be fine. She gets to go to the high school that she was supposed to go to, and my horse is going to be fine. Buck and I, we can survive a nuclear winter. I'm not worried about us.
Thank you so much for 9 years and for starting this baby with me and just having a lot of fun along the way.
I can't say thank you enough for almost 10 years of pure joy. And to our listeners, I can't tell you, I'm the wordsmith in the family, and I have no words to describe how much purpose you guys have given me. So I get on the show, I get in front of this microphone every week. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. But every time I get a message from you guys, especially the Brody stories, when I get your private messages after an episode, I'm so glad you talked about this, or I'm so glad to hear you talk about that. It literally gives you purpose. And I have so much gratitude for you for that. So thank you.
Well, there you go, our big announcement. And I know that a lot of you are a little shocked. We were kind of too, although we kind of saw this coming and have been chatting about it for the last month or so since she started getting hints about a new job. So this is what's going to happen. You're asking what's going to happen next. Well, next week, Helena and I will do our last show together. We'll take a look back at 9 years, 400 and some episodes, 466 episodes worth. We'll take a look back at our favorite moments, maybe have some clips for you. I know that quite a few of you have sent messages for Helena too, so we'll play those. And then I've begun planning already the new Stable Scoop, and I think you're going to love it. We'll be basically taking it a whole new direction. I thought, well, with Helena not here, it was probably time to look at revamping Stable Scoop. We have a lot of different shows on the Horse Radio Network now. Stable Scoop was the first, and it was designed in a certain way without all those other shows being involved. So I have some great ideas that I think that you're really going to like. But in the meantime, while we're putting all that new show together, we're going to do something a whole lot of fun. This idea came from our guest booker, Denise. In the month of August, we're going to do what we're calling the Equestrians Got Talent. We want you to participate as well. We're looking, picture the Gong Show meet America's Got Talent, the two combined, and you have Equestrians Got Talent. Now, obviously, it has to be audio, as we are an audio show. But if you sing, if you can recite poetry while cantering your horse through water, if you write poetry, if you have any kind of talent, reading the phone book upside down underwater, whatever it is, we don't care. If your kids are really good at something, we know that a lot of you have talent because you submit hundreds of entries for Radiothon every year. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. Fun, interesting, spontaneous, bad, we don't care. What we're going to do is over the next couple of weeks during the month of August, we're going to take submissions and we're going to play them for you. We're going to play a certain number each week, and then we're going to have voting. We're going to have you, the listeners, go to the website and vote on your favorites for that episode. The winner then will be in our finals at the end of the month. So we'll bring all of the winners for each episode together, and they'll compete one more time to see who is the master of Equestrians Got Talent, who is the big winner for 2017. If this goes well and you guys like it, we will maybe do it every year. Maybe we'll make that an August thing every year. So we know a lot of you have talent out there. We know that that you do some amazing things. A lot of you have musical talent. You play instruments, whatever it is. As I said, we don't care. Be creative. Get your whole barn together and sing a song, dance. Well, dancing won't work so well, unless it's tap dancing, and then you could record that. We'll have ways for you to record these. You can call into our voicemail line. You can send them in just record them on your phone recorder and email them to us. We'll have a way to do that, and we'll announce that on next week's show. So tune in next week. Helena's last show will be just us having a good time talking about the past 9 years and playing some clips from the past 9 years from maybe some of your favorite moments too. And it will also make the announcement of how you can enter Equestrians Got Talent. We want a lot of entries. We think this is going to be a lot of fun to listen to over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully it'll be something that happens every single year. We'll have more about that next week as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Sorry for the shock today. We're certainly going to miss Helena. She's been a great part of my life for the last 9 years, that's for sure. And, of course, we'll continue to be best friends and in contact all the time. And she'll come back occasionally and give you Brody and Dog updates. That's it. We'll be back next week. Happy scooping, everybody.